Hi everyone, welcome back to the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm Go Local News editor Kate Nagel. We're going to switch from some Portsmouth GOP politics to here in the city in Providence. We're going to talk with the executive director of City Year Providence. Jennie Johnson is around the corner. They've got an application period coming up, so Jennie, come on in. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
As I told folks, we were just talking with a GOP state rep from down in Portsmouth, but we're going to circle around much closer here to home, here in Providence, in City Year.
Awesome.
Talk with us about, you're the executive director. What was your path to be the City Year executive director here in Providence?
Oh gosh. So my path was, actually just a couple days ago celebrated my 11th year serving as the executive director of City Year. And my path, right before City Year, I was in nonprofit work with the March of Dimes Rhode Island chapter. My path before that is, must say, I'm a lifelong Rhode Islander, born and raised, never left, never will.
You are vested.
I am very vested. I love this city and I love this state, and so went to CCRI and Rhode Island College and have just embarked on a career and a life here ever since. I'm a resident lifelong of Warwick, but I like to say on any given day, Providence is either my first or second home, depending on how long the work day is.
Because you spend a lot of time here in Providence.
I do. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So talk with us a little bit. You know, some folks know exactly what City Year does, but some folks know, oh, it's AmeriCorps and they're in the schools. And how many of these young adults are there, and what exactly are they doing?
Absolutely. So yes, you hit it on the head, Kate. We are part of AmeriCorps. And to bring it back for 1 second, people often ask me, what does City Year do? And I've been boiling it down a little bit to the concept of what we do right now is that we partner. So we partner with schools to bridge the gap between what our extraordinary students in Providence need in terms of individual support and what our schools are designed to provide. Believe it or not, our country schools are set up to provide about 15% of our students with individual support, and in some communities upwards near 50% or more of our students, 50, need individual support. And so we send our AmeriCorps members in ages 18 to 25. They serve 11-month terms, and we send them into the school to provide the school and partner with the school really to provide additional adult capacity, but in a very focused way. So we're focusing on academics. We're in the classroom. Our AmeriCorps members are working on whole school and culture and climate work in conjunction with the principals, and working with students who are maybe having trouble coming to school, working on attendance, and then a lot of everyone, when they think of City Year now, thinks academics, and of course we're focused in the education space, but really when it comes down to it, it's that relationship building with students and the adults in the building to help our students realize their full potential and help them to really develop emotionally as adults and go on to lead the world, because that's what they're going to do.
And how many City Year participants are there currently here in Providence?
Yeah, so this year we have 53 AmeriCorps members serving across 6 schools in Providence.
And I brought you in too because splashed on the website is the application period for the next cohort of City Year participants. Talk with us if folks are watching, might know a young person, and I'm sure there's not one cookie cutter who's the City Year participant. I'm sure it varies. But generally speaking, if someone's thinking about it, sort of what are the qualities and what should someone know if they're like, you know what, I'm not quite sure the next step, but I think I might want to do City Year?
I appreciate you asking, because we are recruiting for the young people that serve in our Corps all year long. So our next application deadline, as you said on our website, is October 27th. And so just the basic criteria of what you would need to serve is you need to be between the ages of 18 and 25. You need to have a high school diploma or a GED. And you need to be prepared to serve 11 months full time. So it's not something we get a lot of confusion around, well, can I go to school or can I work 2 jobs while I'm doing this? It is a full-time commitment because of the importance of the work that we're doing. I mean, you're working with our state's most important constituents, our students. And so, again, we often get sort of, branded as an education organization. And though we are in the education space, really, there is so much more that our AmeriCorps members are going on to do. I've seen 550 about AmeriCorps members come through Providence in my time. If that doesn't make me feel old, I don't know what does. But many of them came from out of state and are working right here in the city. So we recruit nationally and locally, and a lot of people stay and fall in love with our state, which to me, as a lifelong Rhode Islander, is a really beautiful thing. And they're working in government, and they're lawyers, and they're working in fellow nonprofit organizations with youth, and many of them are going on to teach in Providence. So we are looking for someone who is just really hungry and eager to give back, either to a community that they've yet to discover, like coming from out of state into Providence, or to give back to their own community and help our students walk along a path of support that they might have had when they were growing up here in Rhode Island. So one of the things I really want to work on this year is really increasing the percentage of Rhode Island young people between those ages that are going to serve right here in their community.
So you say increase that percentage. You get a lot of folks coming from out of state.
A lot of folks from out of state, yes, which, as I said, I'm grateful for. They often stay. But the skew is about 70% come from out of state, and about 30% are here either because they went to college here or they were born and raised here. I want to see more local idealists, if you will. I want to see more of them serve with us, and so I'm really taking an active approach this year. And we've been here in Rhode Island for 25 years. So we were the first expansion site out of Boston. We're now 28 sites nationally.
Wow.
And so I think there's a beauty, and then there's challenge that comes with that, because now, I think a lot of people are sort of confused about what we do. So I'm going to take a really active role this year in trying to, kind of reinvigorate our brand and really show young people and parents that this is a good opportunity to serve a year in working with beautiful students and a community of caring adults in Providence who are really wrapping our arms around our kids to help them be the amazing adults that we know that they will be.
So are we going to be seeing you out and about in the coming weeks? When I hear executive director, I always think chief fundraiser. But you must wear many hats. And you said talking about the outreach. I mean, literally going out and trying to tell these young Rhode Islanders that this is the opportunity that's here available to them. Yeah. And if they're participating 11 months, let's talk about cost of living.
Yes.
How does that work?
Yes. So our AmeriCorps members receive a stipend. So that is definitely a factor, and which is why I want to get that local number, see that increased, because, often if a person is already embedded here in the community, that cost of living will certainly be something that they have to consider. But with someone moving out of state, it can be a little bit more. So, and to go back to your question, yes, I am a chief fundraiser, hence all the gray hairs and that I have.
Is that the big hat?
That's the big hat that I'm wearing. But I do wear many hats, and I have come to just love Providence so much and love City Year. And there's so many different facets, from recruitment that we're talking about now, to the service and impact in the schools, to our general operations, to fundraising. So on any given day, I'm juggling a lot, but I'm blessed with a great, really great team. And I always say I'm just the person putting all the pieces together to keep us moving forward. But definitely, the stipend, because you are doing a year of service, is definitely a factor for our AmeriCorps members. And different cities have different stipends. You can find all that on our website. But I would say if you can live within that stipend, and there are a lot of other resources that come to our AmeriCorps members to help them do that. Okay. I think the experience in and of itself, and I did not experience myself, but I say this from data and conversations with over 500 AmeriCorps members that have served, is the experience is invaluable. There's this intangibility to it that what you're getting out of just the experiences you're having with the human beings in this city and in our schools, that has launched people into things that they have said they've never imagined to be doing. So of course it's my job to sell the experience, but I really encourage folks to come think about it. And if you're local, do a school visit, talk to our currently serving AmeriCorps members. I can talk all I want about it. You should really talk to the boots on the ground who are doing the work, and let them tell you for themselves.
And so what if that young person, they said, I want to get involved, but am I kind of the one? I mean, how much structure does City Year provide? If someone says, I'd love to be in the schools, but I'm not an academic rock star, I'm not a Rhodes Scholar. But, is it just that commitment and enthusiasm to go and work with young people? I mean, how much does City Year provide when they come in that sort of day one? Is there a City Year boot camp for the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, it is. It's actually our basic training academy when our core members come in at the end of July. So we start, our AmeriCorps members get put into teams and start in schools on the first day of school. So they come in at the end of July and they have about 4 plus weeks of training, and that training ranges everything from City Year, as many people know, is rich in culture, and that is very intentional, because to bring that culture of thinking about founding stories and some of people that come before us that have paved the way for the work that we're doing now, they get training on working with children and developing relationships, and the academic work and the socio-emotional work and all that comes with being an AmeriCorps member. So yes, there is an intensive amount of training that goes into preparing our AmeriCorps members. And one of the beautiful things is, when you're struggling with something as an AmeriCorps member, you have anywhere from 8 to 10 teammates, and you have a manager that's with you in that one school every day.
So you have that support.
That just on the ground support as you need it. All you have to do is ask. It's not to say it's easy, because it's not, but that support structure is there with our full-time staff and their teammates.
So wanted you in, I wanted to find out more again, who might be the applicant, again, because it's coming up, and to just let folks know a little bit more about the impact that City Year members have here in Providence. So as we wrap up here, anything else that you want viewers to know about City Year, about what might be coming up this year, how to support it, how to apply? What have we not hit on?
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, we do have our opening day coming on this Friday. It's at the Southside Cultural Center on Broad Street, and we are welcoming this year's AmeriCorps members into our community. So certainly folks can come out to that if they want to see a little bit more, but I would encourage folks to reach out if they want to get involved in any way. We're, as I said, 25 years in Rhode Island, which is really exciting this year, and we're going to be celebrating that later in the summer with our annual event and our fundraiser that we have. But I mean, I guess there's so many things I could ask of your audience, but my overarching message is, I just learn more. Reach out to me or any one of our staff members on the website, and just learn more about, we're honored to be a part of Rhode Island and certainly a part of Providence, and we want to continue to partner with folks to make this community all it can be for our students.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come in, with those busy hats that you got on, fundraising, outreach. But again, just that discussion today about trying to get more Rhode Islanders interested, vested here in the communities, participating in this AmeriCorps program for City Year. Again, information can be found on their website. We'll provide links after the fact, so be sure to check it out. Jenny, I appreciate your taking the time to come in today. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Much.
Okay?
Yes, I love
I'll let you go around the corner and we'll welcome our next guest.
Thank you.
Jennie Johnson, the 11-year veteran executive director of City Year Providence, wanted to have her in to talk about where the program is currently, and importantly, the application period for the next year for the 11-month-long program for 18 to 24-year-olds to, again, take part in this service in the schools, hands-on, boots on the ground, sort of who might be interested in applying. She made a specific appeal. 70% of City Year participants, which she says is great, come from out of state. Many do stay here, but again, looking for those folks here in Rhode Island who might be interested, vested in the community to take part. So again, we'll have those links up. I appreciate Jenny taking the time.